Good morning, everybody. We got a workout for you today with a little CNC. CNC, like C and C, stands for cardio and core. Sorry, I had something in my throat there. It stands for cardio and core. Okay, I know. I can hear the groans from here. Cardio. Why do we want to do cardio? All right. I'll get to more of that later, but let's check out the workout. All right, so for the first cardio, you see that it says 100-meter stride, 50-meter jog, 50-meter walk. So what we're looking at here is counting off about 100 steps, or you can use like Google Maps, whatever, and draw your route. About 100 meters, and you're going to stride from point A to point B, that full 100 meters. When I say stride, it's not a sprint. I'm not looking to go as fast as I can. I'm trying to get my legs as long as they can go out, right? So I'm not worried about really moving as fast as possible. I just want to try to stretch my body out. Once I get to the end of that 100 meters, stop, turn around, jog halfway, and then walk the other halfway back. As soon as you're back, turn, repeat. We're going to repeat that 5 times, 5 total times. Okay, next part of the workout is the core. We've got 5 movements, and we're going to do them in 3 different ways. Okay, so 5 movements here are leg lifts. So flat on our back, legs straight out, touching the heel, straight up. I want to think about staying at my hip level and not coming past. All right, so straight down, straight up. Second one is called windshield wiper. I want to stay in this up position, and I'm going down as low as I can to each side. Back and forth, many times as possible. Legs go out, and staying in that same distance that I did the leg lifts, where my heels touch the ground and then they don't come up past my hips, I'm going to make a big circle to my right with my feet. So from the floor, all the way up to my hips, all the way around. One big circle to my right. Next, circle to my left. Same distance here. All right. Then figure 8, last one. Legs out, figure 8 all the way up to that hip line. Figure 8 all the way back down. So I'm just using my feet to draw an 8 pattern, or like an infinity logo, right? It's infinity of core, sorry. The Avengers movie that was far less popular was Infinity Core. I'm sorry. Okay, for part 2 and 3 with core, it's those same movements. Leg lifts, windshield wiper, circle right, circle left, figure 8. You're doing those same 5, but now we're going to change the angle. So we were going floor to hip. We're going to cut that in half now. So instead of floor to hip, round 2, we're going to go floor to halfway up. That's as far as I'm moving every time. So same idea when I get to windshield wiper, that's my topmost point, and I'm going side to side from there. So when I go to circle right, topmost point to the floor, no higher than that. Same thing going left, no higher. Figure 8, just to that halfway mark. And then put my feet down. Set 3, we're going to cut that distance in half. So floor to half of that. So I'm thinking anywhere from like 6 to 12 inches off the ground. Just right there. So that's my leg lift now. My side to side becomes this. Circle right, small circles, circle left, small circles, figure 8. All right. So here's what's going to happen. We're doing all 3 of those. Full range of motion, ground to hips, half range of motion, quarter range of motion, right? You're going to do all 5 of those movements for 30 seconds. You with me? All 5 of those for 30 seconds. Rest for 30 seconds. Set 2, half motion. Rest for 30 seconds. Set 3, quarter motion. You're done. All right? That should take you about 9 minutes to do all 3. So, for example, doing things quick here. I'm starting my core round. I'm going full motion, floor to hip, leg lift. Doing that for 30 seconds. Windshield wiper, 30 seconds. Circle right, 30 seconds. Circle left, 30 seconds. Figure eight, 30 seconds. Rest, 30 seconds. Round two, half the distance, leg lift, 30 seconds. Windshield wiper, 30 seconds. You guys get what it is? You're smart, you can figure it out. All right, part three of the workout. This is where you actually have a real sprint, right? So we're doing a 50-meter sprint and a 50-meter jog or walk. So with your same distance you already have mapped out, right? You know your 50 meters. This is different from the first one. I'm not striding. I want to still use that mentality of what I was using on the stride. I want to think, how far can I stretch my legs apart, right? How far can I stretch out and really get some distance? But now you want to go as fast as possible. I want to keep my head down, my core tight, drive my knees up and explode forward. 50 meters. I get to the end of that 50 meters. It's up to you. You can walk or you can jog back to the beginning. Get to the beginning, turn around, go. All right? You're going to repeat that 6 times. 6 times. All right, that's your 3 rounds. I know it's a lot of cardio. It's a lot of running. I get it. It's very important for us as a community, as martial artists, as self-defenders. Running in general is great for you. For me, my build, long distance running, sustained cardio is what you would call that, just for an extended amount of time at keeping a specific pace. That's not something my body holds up well for. And it's a great thing to work with your cardiovascular health and just to work on your general endurance and stamina. But especially for us as self-defenders and martial artists, our cardiovascular health is really more built around the idea of being able to go full strength, full explosion with a little bit of recovery. That we need to be able to harness our body to use all of its energy and all of its force production in a quick, short burst, and then be able to cool off rapidly and quickly be able to do it again, right? So this is a good time when we think of like sprints. That's what that's training us for, to be able to go with full explosive energy, have a little bit of break, full explosive energy again, right? The more that we can build up that kind of cardio endurance, the more that'll help us with our fighting. Think of any time you've ever done ground fighting or sparring, right? It's a pretty short window. How many times have you been in an Amy class and she's had you do a crazy drill and you've been huffing and puffing and man, you're tired, and she was like, hey, are all you guys tired? And you're like, yeah, I am tired. And she goes, cool, that was 40 seconds. And you're like, what? No, right? That's what this is to help with. Anytime that we can work on our sprints, anytime that we work on short, explosive movements with a little bit of recovery, a small window of recovery, and then full force again, it's going to help those times. It's going to help us in class. So while I know running sucks, I'm with you, totally with you. This is a good time for us to stay ahead, right? By stay ahead, I mean we're going to come back. We're going to have classes again. We're going to start training again, hands-on. We will, right? So we need to be ready for that. Getting ready for that, keeping up with it is, while running sucks now, man, if you can get to comfortably doing those strides, get to comfortably doing those sprints and adding just a little bit more every time, think how good you're going to be during sparring. Think how much easier that next exhaustion drill is going to be, right? Let's keep up the energy. Let's keep up the pressure on ourselves and become better martial arts and self-defenders. Now, just because we're not training in a gym doesn't mean that we don't still need the skills to be good self-defenders and martial artists, right? We're still living out in the world. That's why we train. It's real world stuff. Just because we're not in the gym doesn't mean that we don't need that same mindset, even if it's just about sprints, right? Running sucks. Change your mindset. Little secret here. This workout is really much more about your mind than your body. You fight with this. You fight with all of this second. Love you guys. See you soon. Mwah!